and welcome back to 5-Minute Figure Reviews with me, Jacob's Toys. Please do like, share and subscribe if you're enjoying the channel. All support is very much appreciated. Today we are taking a look at the Infinity Saga Captain America from Avengers Infinity War. Now having a look at the box art, it's very much the same as the other Infinity Sagas with the matte and gloss finish. You've got a little collage on the side there. I've said it before, I'll say it again, but these boxes are really quite nice. So here we go with Captain America from Infinity War, and let's open him up and take a closer look at the figure itself. But in package, he looks pretty nice. So in hand, you've got two heads. You've got an angry head and you've got a plain head. You've also got two additional hands, so closed fist hands and the like the C cup hands, and then you've got two of these Wakanda shields. Now my OCD is kicking a little bit because you've got one that's open and one that's closed, so they're not exactly a pair, but they are, if that makes sense. I would have liked it if they had come two the same as opposed to two different, but obviously there's a little bit of variation there for photographs and display, etc. The actual finish on these are really nice. The detail's really good on them. The paintwork's really nice on them, as you can see on the kind of open one. I think the open one's probably my favourite, but yeah, either way. Let's have a look at the figure. As you can see, they've used the pinless tech here on the arms, which makes the upper half of this figure a very nice one indeed. Yeah, not much you can say about that. It's got the normal articulation that any kind of standard figure has, and the bottom half obviously looks the same as the figure that we've had in the past. What is nice is that both of these arms have got gloves. One of the mistakes that was made on the previous figure was that only one of the arms actually had a glove. He had a glove on one hand and the other arm was bare, but overall on first inspections it's quite a nice figure. Let's just swap this head over and put the angry one on so that you can see both versions. And this is obviously the angry version that he had when he was fighting Thanos towards the end of Infinity War. As you can see, there's two very different versions, very different looks. The hair's slightly different, it's a bit more ruffled in this angrier look. And I'm not too sure which one's my favourite. I quite like both of them, to be perfectly honest with you. I'm just going to pop back on the more casual head there, just because I'll show you in a minute what I'm going to do with that angry head. Having a look though, he is a really nice figure. Really can't complain. They've kind of gone back and rectified what they did wrong the first time round. He's obviously a lighter shade of blue than the previous version we've had, but he ticks all the boxes and looks like the character on the screen. So if I bring in the previous version, this was the previous version we had. Now you can see here I've got shields that I got from the basic Lime figure. Let's just take those off for a second. As I said, I've got these from the basic Lime figures. They were just a flat colour. They were like a bluey colour. So what I did is I painted them black and then added in some silver detail myself. And you can see they've just got a clip on the back there. And you can see here that he's got one bare arm and one with a glove. But the actual colour is different, so it's a much darker look. The actual older figure looks a little bit more like he did in the film, with the kind of dark and dirtier kind of look. And as you can see here, I put on a custom head as well that I did quite a while back now, which was one of my my favourite customs, just to give him that full beard look. Side by side, they look pretty much the same. The lower half looks very similar apart from the colour. And even the top half does look the same, obviously the only difference being really the pinless arms. But what it feels like is that they've kind of gone back, and obviously this first figure was done on concept art, and you can see the awful head here that we had the first time round, which was just terrible. But much like a lot of these figures, I think what they did is they designed this based on concept art, and so therefore they didn't do too bad of a job, but obviously we did better with the custom additions that people did add to this figure. Now if I put the angry head onto this older body, it doesn't fit quite as nicely as the new version, but it would stay on for display or photography purposes, and he obviously has a much dirtier kind of look there, which would suit that scene that he had with Thanos. So I think that that's probably what I'm going to do, is I'm going to keep the old body with the angry head, and probably just cover up the fact that he's only got one glove by putting one of these new shields over his hand so that it kind of disguises. And therefore that's what I'm going to do with my old figure, so that I can make use of the additional parts that we get with this new one and essentially create a second figure out of that. And then with the standard look, I'm just going to put the closed shield and probably display him next to like Black Panther or something, so that he's got a bit of a cleaner look. It looks a little bit more like he did earlier on in the film. And then we've got kind of an earlier version and a later version, a kind of pre and post battle version of him from Infinity War. But in regards to the Infinity Saga figure, he is really nice, and you can see here that the details are pretty much the same. I'll just wipe that off. There's a little bit of glue there that I used on the old shield. I think if I had to pick, I prefer the colour palette on the older version, but I do prefer the look and the kind of bulkiness of the new version. The pinless arms make a huge difference, and obviously both gloved hands make a huge difference as well. And the head sculpts, you cannot deny that they are a huge upgrade from what we had previously, and do make this figure a much more premium item in my opinion. If you haven't got an Infinity War Captain America, then this is definitely the one for you. Ticks all the boxes in regards to the different expressions, the different accessories, and obviously a screen accurate costume, and as a little addition, the pinless tech on the arms as well. So that's how I'm going to display my two. I'm going to have two versions of them displayed as so. So yeah, overall I'm really happy. I think it's a good figure. I think it was a definite addition for the Infinity Saga, and I've gone over my time there, but I'm just going to carry on just so that we can get the actual figure that we're looking at into a pose. Let's put the angry head on him now and just give him both shields just so you can kind of get full appreciation of what he looks like out of the box. I'm not going to clip them on. They've got little handles there that obviously you can manipulate the hands into so that he holds them a lot tighter. Not going to do that just now for the sake of just sort of putting him together. There we go, just like that. But yeah, overall a really, really good figure. Great addition to the Infinity Saga line. Would I prefer to have seen a different figure in its place? Probably, because we've already had this version, but it is a great upgrade. Please do like, share and subscribe if you're enjoying the channel. All support is very much appreciated.